Hello everyone, welcome to Python programming session. Today I am going to discuss about the introduction to programming language and Python part. My today's agenda will be programming language, compiler and the interpreter, compiler or interpreter, which one to choose. Then we will start with the Python introduction. Then we will discuss about the bytecode virtual machine, and lastly we will see what is the main function of Python. So let's begin. First, let me discuss about the programming languages. A computer program is a set of instructions that a machine follows. Programming is to make machine work. A programming language is a formal language which comprises a set of instructions that produces various kinds of output. So actually what is there, that a computer program is a set of instructions which your machine only knows, because as all of you know that my machine only knows 0 and 1. So any instruction which is written for your machine to understand is a program. And whatever languages we are going to use to write that instruction is the programming language. Okay? Then there is a concept of compiler and interpreter. Notice that a program written in high level language is called a source code. We need to convert the source code into machine code, and this accomplishes by compiler and interpreter. So again, as just now I have told, that we know that whatever we are writing is the source code, or you can say the high level language, but whatever you are writing your machine will not understand. So you need to convert whatever you are writing to machine code, and for this also you need something extra, and those are either compiler or interpreter. Hence, a compiler and interpreter is a program that converts program written in high level language into machine code understood by your computer. Okay, so again, compiler or interpreter is also a small program which is used to convert the source code to machine code. But obviously, what's the difference? You need to know na, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter. So interpreter translate a program one statement at a time, but compiler scans the entire program and translate it as a whole into machine code. So whenever you are writing any code, interpreter converts line by line, or interpreter checks the code line by line, but compiler checks the whole code and ultimately it is converting to machine code. But interpreter checking line by line and converting to machine code. That means what is happening? That means interpreter takes less amount of time to analyze the source code, but overall execution time is slower, as it is checking line by line. But in case of compiler, large amount of time to analyze the source code, but the overall execution time is comparatively faster, as it is checking whole code at a time. In case of interpreter, it continues to translating the program until the first error is met, in which case it stops, hence the debugging is easy, as it is line by line. So whenever it is getting any error, it will just stop. So debugging is easy. Debugging means line by line checking. But in case of compiler, it is the error message only after the scanning the whole program. Debugging is comparatively hard. Programming languages like Python, Ruby use interpreters, and the languages like C, C++ use compilers. Okay, this is the difference between interpreter and compiler. Now coming to a new topic or new concept, which is called compiled interpreted. Now what is that? Just now we have seen that compiler and interpreter. Now something is called compiled interpreted. Now what is that? Any language can be implemented with the help of compiler or an interpreter. Just now we have seen. A combination of both compiled interpreted solution is also very common. A compiler can translate the source code into some intermediate form, often called the P code or bytecode, which is then passed to an interpreter which executes it. Python is actually a compiled interpreted language. Means what is that? Python, when program is run, first Python checks for program syntax, compiles and convert it to bytecode, and directly the bytecode is loaded into system memory. Now what is that? We will discuss after a while with examples of Python. But the basic concept of compiled interpreter is both compiler and interpreters are used. From the name you can understand. Now how compiled interpreted languages are working, we are just going to see. But before that, we need to know what is Python. Now, first of all, Python is an easy to write and easy to run language. It's a very simple concept. Python is an object-oriented programming language. Everything is class and object in Python. Now obviously, what is object-oriented programming language? Object-oriented programming language where everything is class and object. What is object? Object is any real-life entity which has some characteristics and properties of a particular class. For example, we are the object of human being class. Dog, cat, cow, etc. are the object of animal class, and so on. So how Python is an object-oriented programming language, how to use the classes and object in Python, we will obviously discuss in some another videos. Next is, it is dynamically typed language. No need to declare the type of a variable you are using. That means int a, int b, float c, float d, like that you don't need to declare. Directly write a is equal to something, a equal to suppose 5, it will be taken as an integer. A equal to suppose 5.5, it will be taken as a float, and so on. That means at the time of running your program, it will be decided whether it is integer, float or string or what. And that is the reason why it is called dynamically typed language. Next is, it is a compiled interpreted language. Just now I discussed that whenever you are writing any source code, it is compiled to bytecode, then that bytecode is interpreted to machine code. Now let us discuss in detail about the compiled interpreted language. So actually how Python runs. Whenever you are installing the Python software into your machine, minimally it has two things, an interpreter and a support library. Now, what is the Python software which we are going to use, how to install, everything we will discuss in a different video. But right now we only need to discuss whenever you are installing the software, two things are coming into your machine. One is interpreter and other is the support library. Interpreter, just now we discussed, we are going to discuss something more also. Interpreter is which is basically runs your Python code. And support libraries are what? Support libraries are actually some predefined built-in modules, function, constant, type exception, file format, etc. Just for example, in C you are using some header files. Inside those header files, some predefined definitions of the functions which you are going to use in your program syntax are defined. Same. In Python also we are going to use some predefined functions, modules, classes, etc. All those definitions are there inside the support library, which is also come with Python software. Now, this is support library, but what is interpreter? Let us discuss in depth about the interpreter. Now, just now we have discussed also that from the programmer's perspective, very normal definition of interpreter is that it executes the source code line by line. Line by line, just now we have discussed. Interpreter, nothing but a software which can run your Python script. Very simple. Interestingly, it can be implemented in any programming language. Not only in Python, it can be used in other programming languages also. C Python is the default interpreter of Python which is written in C programming language. C Python is the name of the interpreter used in Python which is completely written in C programming language. Now, Python's view of interpreter. Let us discuss about the Python's view of interpreter because normal interpreter and the Python interpreter a little different. Now, have a look at the diagram shown. Now, from this diagram, you need to understand how Python actually runs in your machine. So, this is the source code. Source code means whatever code you are writing, the .py files, the Python code, whatever we are going to write. So, whenever you are writing any source code or any Python program, those source code with the help of a small predefined program called compiler has been transferred to something called bytecode. And this bytecode with the help of another small program called virtual machine has been converted to something called running code or executable code. This is how your Python program runs at the back end in your machine. And this is the view of interpreter in Python. So Python interpreter actually consisting of compiler, virtual machine. Interpreter is made up of two parts, compiler and the virtual machine. Now what does compiler is doing? Just keep it in mind the previous diagram. What the compiler is doing? Compiler compiles your source code, the statements in your file, into a format known as the bytecode. Compilation is simply the translation step. It is just converting your source code to something called bytecode. Now, what is bytecode? Bytecode is low level, platform independent, efficient and intermediate representation of your source code. Bytecode is not a machine code, it is just a representation of your source code which is low level, efficient, intermediate and mainly platform independent. Now what does platform independent means? That means this bytecode can run on any platform. Suppose I am using Windows but anyone is using Linux or Mac, then this bytecode can run on my machine and in a Mac machine and in a Linux machine also. This is what is called platform independent. Now what is then virtual machine? This is the third step, compiler, bytecode, then virtual machine. Now what is virtual machine, or inside bracket is written PVM? As soon as the source code gets converted to bytecode, it is fed to PVM, which is called Python virtual machine. The bytecode has been given to PVM or Python virtual machine. Now what is this? It's just a big loop that iterates through your bytecode instruction one by one to carry out their operations. Whatever is written into the into your bytecode, it will just go one by one, just like interpreter. It is just giving one by one, line by line executions are going on. PVM is the runtime engine of Python. It's always present as a part of the Python system and it is the component that truly runs your script. Technically, it is the last step of what is called the Python interpreter. So PVM is actually runtime engine of Python. Why? Because it is actually converting the bytecode step by step, one by one, into the machine readable code. And that is the reason why it is also called runtime engine of Python. So this is how your Python runs at the back end. The source code with the help of the compiler is converting to bytecode, then bytecode with the help of PVM or Python virtual machine has been converted to something called machine code. Whenever you are going to write any Python code, this is what is happening. But you have to remember two important points. Number one, whenever a Python script is executed, the bytecode is generated in memory, but it's simply discarded when the program exits. Bytecode is generated, but it is not saved into your machine whenever you are writing any Python code and compiling the code. Bytecode is some code. Now after that that bytecode has been given to Python virtual machine, then you are getting the machine code. But whatever code is generating, it is generated, it is given to the PVM, and you are getting the result, but it is not saved, because Python is a very memory efficient programming language, so it is normally don't save this bytecode because of the memory, because bytecode will also take the memory. But how you will get the bytecode if you need, because as I already told that bytecode is a platform independent code. So maybe that I am writing a Python program and I want this program to be done in some other's machine, which is a Mac machine, then this bytecode will be obviously very important for me. But I'm saying that Python, whenever you are writing any Python script, it is not saving into your computer's memory, rather it is discarded from the computer's memory. Then how to get the bytecode? So if a Python module is imported, a .pyc file for the module is generated which contains the bytecode. So normally whatever source code you are writing, that is a .py file. So whenever you are using the compiler to convert it to the bytecode, .pyc file is generated and the bytecodes are saved inside the .pyc file. But in that situation, you have to write down your code inside a Python module. Now, what is Python module? Again, we will discuss in a different video later. Okay, now what about the main function of Python? As we all of you know that whenever we are writing any programming language, a main function is needed from where the executions of your code starts. The main function is like the entry point of a program. However, Python interpreter runs the code right from the first line. The execution of the code starts from starting line and goes line by line. It does not matter where the main function is present or not. Very important line for Python. So in Python, whether the main function is present or not does not matter at all. Your Python interpreter starts execution from the first line. So that is the reason whenever you are going to write any Python program, you may write a main function or you may not write a main function. Does not matter for Python. Okay, so this is what about the Python main function. Now today what we have seen, we have learned what is program and programming language, what is the difference between compiler and interpreter, what is compiled interpreted language, what is the features of Python, how Python runs into your machine, the concept of bytecode virtual machine, and the main function of Python. Thank you so much for watching.